Okay, I'm going to try something completely different today. I'm going to put myself on camera. I usually try to steer away from this because I'm not very comfortable, but I just want to see how it goes, how much easier it might be if I did this on camera. I really think that I have some problems looking at myself on that little video view screen to see if I'm in focus, etc. My eyesight's just not what it used to be, even with new and different glasses. So we're going to try this. Okay, I'm going to try this at a slightly different angle and see if I can get a better shot of everything that I'm doing. The table seems a little bit low, but we're going to try our best. So, here we go. Grab my gloves over here. And if the furnace will cooperate, we won't have too much noise. But the furnace is kind of noisy today. It's cold outside. But what I want to do is take this planter. It does have drainage. There's a hole drilled in the bottom of it. It's a little awkward to tilt it up to show you, but there's a hole drilled in the bottom of it. And I have this fern that I have in a glass bottle. It's done real well in that. It's grown in there all last summer. But I want to transplant it out because I think it's getting this particular bottle is getting too small because there's a lot of offsets that have occurred. I don't know if you can see that very much. I'm going to get different angles from another camera and I will just splice these in so you can see. But we have a lot of growth down here in the bottom, offsets coming from this fern. And I want to put those into the larger container and get it out to where it can really be free to kind of expand. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is pull this out. And there's no other way to do it except just reach down in there and give it a yank. It seems brutal, but you can see that the fern has grown real well in there. It's fairly dry right now. We have a lot of new starts under there. I have a lot of success growing in glass. Don't see any problems at all with it. Maybe I'll write a whole post about growing things in glass, because to me, you can see the condition. You can tell if you're getting any kind of, overly watered roots, that type thing. I don't know how obvious that shows at this angle. Let me get a quick spot here. Okay. There's the bottom. And all the roots and how they're growing and expanding, but nobody's overly saturated. I put no gravel or anything down in there. That's just the way this one grows. So I'll cut that in to the video. See, we got it right up there. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of crumble the soil away from around the bottom, and break it up so I can stuff it in the top of this one. And I don't think I have any of my insecticide in this particular bottle. You can see how I've got that all loosened and broken up. And now I'm going to put it down into this pot. Let me get it over here so I can see. I think that's going to look good. And since that circumference really fits down in there real well, I'm just going to add a little more soil down in there. Let me get my insecticide. Now I'm going to add about a tablespoon. And this is the Bonine Systemic that I'm putting in here to combat fungus gnats. I'm just going to put a little bit in there and kind of blend it in, because this particular insecticide will be taken up by the roots of the plant and then be distributed throughout so that there'll be protection against the fungus gnats. And then once I do that, I'll just add some of this same soil that I had previously and pack her down in there. I think that looks real good. So, I think I could use just a little more right here. Let me get a scoop. There we go. Now, I think that looks pretty good. He feels pretty firm down in there. And then the little ones can straighten back out. And I'm going to get some scissors and trim him just a little. Okay, here we are. Now these are some strands that are kind of reaching out, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut them off and let it allow some new strands to form, since they're basically, these strands are just kind of circling around the jar trying to find a place to get in and start a new baby. And I just want to trim that up to make it look really good. I think that looks nice. A couple of little dried strands in there. We want to clean that up. I think that looks pretty good. Let's see, he looks like a searcher. This particular fern, if it was labeled correctly, says a Kimberly Queen. I've had those before outside, and they are hardy up to a certain extent. I'm in zone 5 or 6, depending on who you believe. But having these right up against the house near brick, I've had them survive. They weren't supposed to come up, but they did. Apparently they didn't read the manual. That's the way I always look at it. So I think that looks real good. I like that. I have been dealing with white containers at home, as you know. So I really like the way that looks. Oh, I see one more brown area. If I can get all the brown areas out, then I'll know what any new brown areas that are occurring after the transplant. So I think that looks pretty good. There. Okay. There's another long strand. Okay. There. I like the way that looks. let me get a couple close-ups that I'll just insert right down in the top. And I'll just insert those in the film so you can see down into the soil. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay. Now, this is, as far as I'm concerned, is done. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of watering with my mister. Let me get the mister and get it pumped up. Put a dish under it and then the water. Okay, and here's my mister. Whoops, I got it crimped. You can see how that just gives it a nice little rainstorm in the rainforest. I hope you can see that. And I'll give it a more thorough watering. That soil down in there was pretty moist, not dried out soil. So that'll be fluffy enough so that all the roots can rearrange themselves. But I think this should do well. She's been living in the glass bowl where she didn't have very much room to spread out. And now she's going to have a little bit more room to spread out. And these Kimberly queen ferns can get really big. So I'm looking forward to see how large this one will get. Okay, I think she's all misted. Hope you can see that. I don't know if it's going to show on camera. But that mists her real good. Now to give her a real deep drink. And I'm only going to give her a squirt to show. But put it in with this. I can give her an amount. See, that's just 3/4 of an ounce filled up. So I can kind of control the amount of water I'm putting in there. But I'll water her thoroughly once I have her sitting where I want her to sit. But I think she looks really good. And it's a different video. I'm trying to be brave and be on camera. But this is something totally foreign to me. But like I said, I've got to try it and see if I can connect with you guys. So leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And wish me luck with this Kimberly queen fern. Thanks for watching.